Hello fellow cooking enthusiasts. So today we are going to cook a Puerto Rican Pernil pork roast. The recipe I've been cooking for quite a while. It's something that originally I used a recipe from Mark Bittman, pretty famous chef that did a really good pork recipe. And this is, I started probably when I was 18, 19, and have over the years changed it up. The current recipe that we're gonna cook actually uses a sofrito. So these are Anaheim peppers. I'm just de-seeding the peppers. These are Fresno peppers. Just gonna do 2 little ones of these. Traditionally, for the peppers for sofrito, you use cumin peppers. However, I cannot find any anywhere locally. So I'm using Fresno and Anaheim, and they should work just fine. All right, so ever since I got this blender, I've been using it for everything. It's one of my favorite new toys, but now I'm just putting in all the peppers. Orange bell pepper, Anaheim, Fresno, the cilantro, that lime juice, about a head of garlic. Now normally I would just add 2 plum tomatoes, but I have all these little cherry tomatoes, and so I like to use things before they go bad. All right, and so again, 2 plum tomatoes, a full onion, all right, so now that we've created this sofrito, we're going to create a rub for the pork. It's not a dry rub, it's a wet rub, I guess, but we're gonna use that sofrito, about a 1/3 cup of that, in addition to a lot of herbs and spices, some vinegar, and some oil, and then we'll take that and we will rub that all over the pork soon. All right, so the spices I have here are oregano, chili powder, ancho chili powder, cumin, coriander, salt, and pepper. Now, to those spices, I'm gonna add 2 packets of Saison, which is a seasoning. We're then adding a 1/3 of a cup of the sofrito that we just made. To that, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, 2 more cloves of garlic, and we're gonna process this. Okay, so for the sauce, I've just added 2 tablespoons of oil and processed that all together, and this is what it came out looking like. It's very lovely, and this will be covering the pork. It's gonna go in every nook and cranny that we can find, and we're gonna actually create some nooks and crannies as well. I'm just gonna take a knife and I'm gonna put some holes into the pork, and I'm gonna insert not only garlic in those holes, but also some of that filling will go in there as well. So I have some small pieces of garlic here, and putting this down in those holes that I've just created. Okay, so now I'm just taking the rub and rubbing it, making sure it goes into every nook and cranny. This roast is a 7-pound roast. I would say most roasts you would want probably 4 to 7 pounds. I haven't done one bigger than 7 at this point, but that's plenty. I have preheated the oven to 300 degrees, and it's going to end up cooking probably for at least 5 hours at a slower or a lower heat, of course. And so during that time, everything will break down as far as the fats, make it very soft and tender. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of water to this pan before I put it in. All right, so now we're gonna throw this in the oven. I've preheated to 300 degrees, and it's probably gonna cook for about probably 5 hours, I would imagine. At least slow cook for that time. You can tell when it's ready just by pulling off of the bone, or you can use a meat thermometer if you want. All right, so this is the pork. As you can see, it's cooking nicely. I've been taking this out every hour and turning it and basting it. Gonna let it get to an internal temperature of at least 145 degrees or until you really start noticing the meat falling off the bone. All right, so this roast has been cooking for 6 hours. As you can see, lovely color on it and plenty of juices still left over. I'm gonna let this rest for 30 minutes before cutting it because you want those juices to absorb back into the meat. And then at that point, it's ready. Now, once you use this, we're gonna serve this with some arroz con gandules, which is the national dish of Puerto Rico. And we link to the video for that because we did a video for the rice as well. So now that we finished the pork, I'm gonna use it to serve with the rice that we just made, but once you're done, you can actually use this for a lot of different recipes as well. Pork sandwiches, Cubano sandwich with some ham and some cheese, some Swiss cheese, and like a panini style sandwich. A lot of different things you can do. So it doesn't have to be the same dish, but I'm also going to incorporate this with some of the rice in little serving size containers that I'll use for meals down the line as well. So a way to kind of meal prep for future meals. I'll freeze those and have those for different times as well. So I hope you enjoyed cooking this roast as much as I have. It smells awesome. I can't wait to eat it. But again, like and follow down below for future videos. Again, we're going to keep doing these as long as you guys keep watching them. So appreciate your patronage and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.